In this video, I am showing you how to use the Meta Quest 3 VR headset with the Contour app to take your mural files and put them up on the wall so you can chalk them up. So what I will do is break this down into prepping the file, which is created in Adobe Illustrator, grabbing that file, saving it onto, well, I'm saving it onto Dropbox in this video. You can save it onto your Google Drive or whatever online server you've got. Taking that online file from Dropbox, loading it to your VR headset while you're at home and you've still got Wi-Fi, testing, making sure it's working on the headset, and then going out to site and putting that image up onto the wall, chalking it up, and then finishing off your mural using the headset. For me, I've painted probably about 8 projects with the VR headset, one of which was about 13 murals for one project. So I've had a fair bit of experience. They have updated the Contour app since I first started using it, because it is a little bit clunky to use, or maybe I'm just a bit of a clunky user. I'm not entirely sure. But what I will take you through today is how to get a project from design through to finished piece. So you can just fumble your way through it like I do. I hope this video helps.
So this is a screen record of my laptop, and this is Adobe Illustrator that I'm working in, and this is how I create my mural design. So I work at 1/10 of the actual size of the wall. So here you can see I am copying my design. It's on a template at the moment, so I'm just copying my design, not the whole template. And then I'm opening up a new artboard. For some bizarro reason, the Contour app likes a square artboard. So make a square artboard. I use 500 by 500 mils just because it's big. And then I scale up. Once I've pasted my artwork into the square artboard, I scale up my mural design as big as I can possibly get it within that square artboard. And then I export it as a PNG. So making sure that I use the artboard and it's a PNG output, giving it high resolution because you want to be able to see all the detail, and a transparent background. So I've exported that. And then for this mural, I'm also exporting the little bees as well because they're quite detailed compared to the rest of the design. I'm also making separate files for each of these bees. Don't worry, I'm not going to show you every single bee. I'm just going to show you this bee. So I'm scaling this bee up as large as it can possibly go on the square artboard, and then exporting it as one of the bees, giving it a file name so I know what it is, making sure it's high resolution and it's a transparent background. Okay, now I'm off my laptop and I have my headset on my head. So this is the menu board that you see with the VR headset on, the Meta Quest 3, not a Meta Quest 3S, and I'm going to the browser. So that's a browser app. You can see it there, and then on the left hand side the browser's already open. So I've typed in Dropbox and I've logged into my Dropbox already. I did that prior to filming so that you don't get my username and password. And in my Dropbox I can see all of my files on the left hand side there. So I've saved them all on my Dropbox hard drive and I know where they all are, and I can see all the files that I've saved. So I'm downloading that file now to the headset. So there's a little download button on the top right hand side there, so that's downloaded, and you'll hear in your headset it goes ping when it's downloaded. So I'm opening this file again and downloading it, and then just above you'll see a little thing that comes up, or it's above the menu on the side, so you can't really see it on this window. But you'll hear it when you've got your headset on because you'll hear it download ping. So I'm downloading each of the images that I need. Well, that's that little window that pops up that says that it's downloaded. And downloading the last one as well. Now I'm doing this at home, not on site, because when I'm at home I have Wi-Fi connected to my VR. I've already set that up. I don't want to go out to site and then have to connect to a hotspot and fumble around with that. So that's why I'm setting it all up at home first, and I'll be testing it at home with my Wi-Fi there. So making sure that I've got all the files that I need downloaded. So as I said, I'm doing the bees separately because they're quite detailed. as opposed to the whole mural and then trying to see that detail. So now I'm going to open up the contour app. So these are all the apps here, so scroll through until you can find the contour app. Keep going, Sarah, it's just there. Yeah, there we go, contour app, and it's opening up. So as soon as you open up the contour app, you can kind of see your surroundings. I'm in my lounge room, and now I'm regretting not cleaning the lounge room a bit more before opening up. There's my cat. That's Pickle. Just waiting for the app to load while giving you a tour of my lounge room. There we go. Sometimes it might ask you to create a new boundary. You can do that if you like. Finally, contour app opening. So this is a menu that you'll always get when you open it up. If you go to the artwork menu option, and you can go and select your images. So this is all your saved files on your VR headset. So I've gone into the download folder, and here you can see all the images that I've downloaded for different projects. So that is the bee. It is very big. You can see high res. I won't have any problem seeing the detail in that. So that is gigantic. So I'll have to scale that down on site, but I'm going to test the most important one, the actual mural. So yeah, there we go. The murals come up. That's all on the headset, all ready to go. So I've tested those. So I'm ready to take the headset out to site now that everything's loaded on there nicely. So here I am on site. That's the wall I'm going to paint. I've already run the base coat on it. And now I'm going back to that artwork section and finding those artworks that I've already downloaded again. So obviously we're going to start with the mural artwork as the whole. We'll do the bees later on. So you can see the mural is opened up straight away. First thing you need to do is place it on the wall. So you hold down the button, place it on the wall, and then if you go to the next option, so that was position, now we're going to go to scale. You can use the triggers on both of them to scale your mural up to the actual wall size. This is a little bit clunky, it's hard to get it perfect. You can adjust it, so the next option is to adjust. The only reason I'm not going into that option, and adjust does mean that you can move it left and right just to tweak. I'm going to use it by repositioning it rather than adjusting it, simply because my right handset for the MetaQuest is slightly damaged, has thumbstick drift, which means that if I go into that adjust option, it slides the whole artwork. So I'm not even going to go into that menu item just because it will move my whole image. And you can also tilt your design as well in that adjust panel. So here, this is the draw panel. So if it's all lined up and you're happy with it, you can hit draw, and then you'll be ready to start drawing your artwork onto the wall. Now, previously, the contour app would just sit and give you a nice option to control that transparency. So you can see here, I'm trying to figure out why it's not going transparent by itself, and it's sitting at full color, full transparency, like 100% there. So it used to let you sit at like 50% transparency, and it would just sit there quietly while you sketched it up. For some bizarro reason, it doesn't let you do that now. So you'll notice that I flick in and out of full transparency and like 20% transparency while I'm chalking this up, which is a bit of a pain in the bum, but you get through it. So once you draw, you put down one of the handsets and you grab your chalk or your Posca pen and you start to draw it up on the wall. So again, not entirely sure why the app is doing this right now. It didn't do it last time I used it, so maybe they'll switch it up again with the new update, because it is an evolving app. I imagine that they will soon get rid of that square artboard that you need. I think they'll change that very soon. So again, I'm just playing with the left controller to get that transparency up and down, and there's another view of me chalking it up with the headset on. Please be aware that if you use a headset and people are around, they will ask you what you were doing, and if you remove the headset from your head, everything gets messed up. So do not remove the headset from your head. So here you can see that I put a bit of paint on. So one of the priorities for that first day was to get that white paint on where the bees are going, so it could dry overnight. And so now I'm going to line up the bees with where they're meant to go. See, giant bee, I've just walked straight through it to line it up on the wall, and now I need to scale. So go into the scale option again. Now I need to scale it down to fit within that white section. Again, you can use the adjust option if you have nice new fresh joysticks that don't have thumbstick drift, but I do not. I have a dodgy one that my 10-year-old son has played with for too long and messed up, so I have to reposition it every time I want it to move, which isn't ideal, but it works. So then I go to draw it, bring the opacity down, put down the right hand joystick because I don't need that, grab my Posca pen and bring the opacity down and start drawing it up onto the wall. Now, wearing this headset for longer than, say, 5 minutes is a lot. For me, it hurts my head, it hurts my face, and you end up with marks all over your face as well. So I'm just telling you this so that you can be prepared for it. So it's pretty uncomfortable, and I probably wouldn't wear it for more than half an hour at a time because you'll get a headache. The headset itself has a battery life of about 2 hours. We have experimented with attaching external battery packs to it, but they don't work very well, so I don't recommend that. What else? You can charge it on site. It's just got a normal charger that you can connect to it, so I always carry it with the charger, and I have a special carry case that's hard that I can put the charger and the headset and the 2 joysticks in to carry it to site with me, because it doesn't come with a carry bag when you purchase it. So here's a quick time lapse of what you just saw there, me with the headset on, quickly chalking up that bee as a separate section of the mural. And the reason why I've done it separately is because I really want to get the detail in those bees, whereas that large mural, when it was up on the wall, just really didn't show the detail in this area. I wish I could work this quickly. That would be sensational. I'd get so much more work done. And so I've used different Posca pens for the different coloured sections of the bee, so that when I go to paint, I know exactly what colour is what.